but I worked hard to, it was easy because I worked hard to make it easy. I tried to eat well and stay in shape, if only because I knew I had to give birth and push a human out. And so I'm like, stop working out before the marathon. You know what I mean? So that stuff was easy. It was really hard emotionally I was always worried about making, season 1 I was like really happy all the time. It seemed like on set I was always joking around and I felt like I was letting people down if I didn't do that in season 2 because I was tired and I wasn't always in the mood to joke around and it was really hard. I felt like I was letting people down if I wasn't on all the time, and then so I had to get to a place where I was like, oh well, if people don't think I'm as fun, then I guess that's it. That was the hardest part.
Because you couldn't talk about your pregnancy, so how challenging was that? Did you have to have your families on TV?
My family is like, they don't care about television, so it was really easy. They're not on Twitter, they're not. We had everybody who stepped on the set had to sign an NDA. Background was like, nobody could take pictures. It was, in a way, I sort of liked it because then we sort of had to recreate a bubble, and so you did really good work in bubbles because you're not thinking about like what are the fans gonna say. Like the work should be pure. In season 1, I think the reason people responded to it was because the work was pure. We were just coming at it fresh, so it was actually helpful to recreate a bit of that cocoon that we had, so that we could just be a family and really just focus, and then explode back onto Twitter afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, you went Twitter dark for 6 months, and you came back.
And I bet you people would think it's because I was pregnant, but I would have done that anyway. I think I was really, if I have to stop doing Wynonna, I don't want it to be because we got canceled because my work started getting shitty. So I just wanted to just do my best to just live in that world, and I would do it again. I wouldn't do it for every show I'm on, but this one's so special to me that I just want to protect it. So good. Not here, couldn't get a passport. Because apparently 3-month-old need passports.
So what kind of headspace is she in at this point?
Where are we? Yeah. Right now, I think it's just really accepting. She can't catch a fucking break. Like, it's like, she didn't ask for anything, and she literally, if there's one thing she did right in her life that she feels she did right, it was being on birth control. Because this is one thing that she was like, another heir, please, no. Like, let's just find a way to end this somehow. And then it happens again. So, I think she's angry. I think she's frustrated. I think she feels alone more than ever. I think she feels the burden of responsibility now in a way that she's never felt, which she was never really loving to begin with. And so,
Will she be slightly happier by the end of the season, or are we still going to find her in the same headspace?
There's an evolution, in a way. Definitely, she's not just going to be moping the whole time. Yeah, that's a bit boring. So, no. Yeah.
How much do you get to improvise? Because we did learn that you improvised that line with Dominique, with the vegan. You aren't vegan, yeah.
So mean. I love it. I improvised quite a bit. It's so funny because sometimes I remember when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, I did that. But they're very generous about being like, just, you know your character so so well, just whatever, just do it. So it actually becomes really hard to remember what I ad-libbed. But I was also really tired this season, so I was like, they would sort of sometimes ask me to ad-lib, and I was like, if they asked me, I was like, no. No, not writing to. But when I felt free to do it, there was no pressure on it. Then I did it. So that line was a great example. Horribly cruel example.
What was it like to get to write with Bo? Co-write with Bo on 2 comics.
He is so generous. This is his baby, right? And so you'd sort of expect him, and he is really protective of Wynonna Earp, of the property. There have been some things that have come up that he was like, he's shut down. So he's got a strong backbone about his property. But he really just trusted me he's like, you have the voice, just write. And to have that trust is something so free. Like, I think if he was really on me and like editing everything he said, I would not feel safe, and I would have probably stopped. But he's like, just write, we'll fix it if it needs to be fixed. So that's what I did, and it was the most liberating thing. And if he asked me to do it again, I'm doing it. It was just really hard because my 2 comics I had to write while I was shooting. So I was pregnant. I was shooting like 18-hour days, and then I had to go home and write the comic and learn my lines. So it was, looking back, it was amazing. But during it, I was white knuckling, it was tough. But it's a finite amount of time, so you can get through it.
So what do you hope for the next season? Which there will be a next season, I'm sure there will be. So what are you hoping happens at that point?
I mean, I'm a sucker for family. I'm also a sucker for like drama. Like I don't want things to be too happy. Is that awful? Like that's not fun to watch happy people doing happy things. Like we just watch another show for that. I want to see more. I would love to know more about like her own mother. I said that last year too. I was like, what? I would love to know more about that because we've heard a lot about the dad, not that much, but and then where did she go? Like she left her daughters to deal with this. It feels like so that's sort of. I would love to hear her side of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.